For those of you who watched my last video, RP-1 is still the best. Thank you so much. Refer the video to your friend, please. I'm here today to show you some tips and tricks that I happened to pick up over the years. Just so you know, I don't use this just for my guitar. I actually use it for other things. I use it for a bass guitar also. And also, there's some neat things you can do if, like me, you don't have a lot of money and you can't afford to go get all kinds of gear for recording. You can use this effects processor to its maximum potential by also basically altering other things like keyboards and drum machines. Now before we start, we'll let you know that altering keyboards and drum machines is a little different. It might be something you never thought of, but I'm going to make it really easy, and it's just going to be like a quick short thing to show you how to take a lame drum machine and basically make it sound kind of cool. So here we go. And here we have the RP-300 that some of you might have seen in my last video. I do like this unit. I do use it, but not quite as much as my RP-1. In fact, this is probably the first time I plugged it in a year. But for the purposes of this, I'm just going to show you that how to alter a drum beat. The RP-300 has a built-in drum machine, kind of a just, a very simple drum machine for, simple beats that people can play along with while they're using the effects processor, which is kind of a nice idea. But if you want to record anything, you don't want to use these beats. I mean, they're just they're lame. I mean, they're just real simple. Let me show you what it sounds like. For the purposes of this short tutorial, I already arranged all the parameters so that I could do this real quick. But like I said, the RP-1 has almost limitless potential when it comes to altering other things. Alright, so here's the rhythm button. And if I press it, you're going to hear that it's real simple sound. Basically it kind of sounds like just like one of those really low-end keyboard drum rhythms. Nothing special. But when you run it through the RP-1, you're going to see a big difference. So here you see I'm on program 33, and I changed the name to Jam Solo. Those of you who have an RP-1 know it said hand solo before. That's not my doing, that's how it came from the factory. You take the output cord, this cord here, that's coming from the drum machine, RP-300, whatever you're using, cheap keyboard, and you plug it in where the guitar normally plugs in, right here. See, I'm going to show you what's so cool about this unit. You're going to go over here to the parameter buttons. Now this is where the fun starts. You can really program some cool stuff. If you know how to work with chorus, digital delay, and modulation, and compression, and reverb, and all that stuff, you can create so much cool stuff with a simple drum machine in this unit. It doesn't necessarily have to be for a guitar. I use it mostly for a guitar, but you can also get really creative with it. Now, here's the particular effect that I changed the parameters on. And if you just press the parameter key over, this gives you a list of all the effects that this particular number has. That's everything in Jam Solo. And the compressor's on. Okay. I'm going to give you amount, level. Distortion's off. That's, if you're going to use a drum machine, just, yeah, unless you like distortion in your drums, turn that off. There's a graphic equalizer, so you can make the drums bassy or however you want to make them. Get past that. There's the master volume is at 10. Noise gate is on. Noise effects loop out. Chorus is on. You can adjust that any way you want. Digital delay. This is really what helps you edit a lot of drum beats, simple drum beats, because you can make them pretty elaborate. Delay and dry, you know, you want that kind of high so that it, you know, you can hear it. Delay and chorus, you know, do whatever you want. Delay time. These are the things you got to play around with. The delay time and the beats per minute on whatever drum machine, you got to kind of play it around so that you're getting a good steady beat that doesn't sound like it's all over the place. And feedback. There's so many things you could edit on this particular effect. It's not funny. So now I'm going to show you what it sounds like going through the RP-1 with the parameters that I've set on Jam Solo. It's going to be the same drum beat but altered with the RP-1. It's going to sound so much cooler. Now doesn't that sound so much cooler than that other lame stuff? Now, I said I've used the RP-1 for other things, and that's the truth. Because not only do I run keyboards and drum machines through it to achieve different sounds, if you will, but I also run my bass guitar through it. You might want to adjust the equalization when you're using a bass with it, and maybe adjust the levels. You can lay down a drum beat, and then you can lay down some bass. After you lay down some bass, you can lay down some guitar. So you got your drum beat down, now you want to lay some bass. But you don't want your bass to sound all plain. You want some effects. Well, I got my bass guitar hooked up to the RP-1. So basically the bass riff is going to sound pretty plain. But we want some kick. Want something to go with our new cool drum beat that we created with the RP-1. So I ran it into the RP-1. You usually don't want to use the distortion because distorted bass really don't sound all that good because it's so deep it just basically just sounds like. But any kind of reverb or chorus or flanger will work with a bass. So I kind of came up with, you know, this kind of sound. So last but not least, you have your electric guitar. I particularly prefer Fender basses and Gibson guitars, but that's my opinion. You can take it for what it's worth. So we'll lay down a simple guitar track with what I've created so far, and then at the end of the video I will play the results. For those of you that do not have a manual for the RP-1, you'd like to get one, you can go to the link I'm going to hopefully post down there, but if the post isn't down there, it's user guides for free, all one word.com, and you can download the PDF. And well, you could download it to your computer, you could print one out, or like me, you can download it right to your tablet if you want. So there's that. And now I'll leave you with the crap I made up in like 20 minutes with the RP-1 and a cheesy drum machine and a bass running through it. It's really, you know, just use your imagination and be creative and have fun. And that's what it's all about. See you next time.